What you are looking at is one of the most ambitious civilian maritime initiatives in decades, being prepared by Russia's shipbuilding industry. The United Shipbuilding Corporation, or USC, and the Vimpel Design Bureau have jointly devised the initiative, which is referred to as Platform Number 1. The concept introduces a highly standardized platform from which multiple types of commercial ships can be produced using common hull sections, common equipment, and common production procedures, rather than designing and building each vessel as a largely unique project. The objective is to establish an actual serial production model for Russian commercial shipping, a phenomenon that is exceedingly uncommon within modern shipbuilding. And in this video, we're going to dive into how this massive shift works, why it is happening now, and the massive hurdles it faces. So watch till the end. This whole program will initially be focused on the Krasnoye Sormovo shipyard in Nizhny Novgorod, which is currently undergoing an extensive upgrade initiative. By 2031, USC intends to build 85 vessels on the platform, while simultaneously increasing the annual production from 6 ships to approximately 20. The initial vessels are anticipated to commence production in the latter part of this decade. The platform is designed for universal dry cargo ships, container vessels, and tankers that operate in the significant river-sea transport sector of Russia. To understand why this is such a radical shift, we have to look at how shipbuilding has historically been differentiated from the production of automobiles or aircraft. Many customer-specific modifications are often present on vessels that are of the same class. Machinery configurations, compartments, accommodation areas, and cargo arrangements are usually redesigned by shipyards. This adaptability is advantageous to ship owners. However, it often results in increased expenses and extended construction timelines. Now, let's step back for a second and look at the big picture. Because Platform Number 1 attempts to challenge this traditional approach by treating ships more like industrial products made from standardized modules. The concept divides each vessel into 6 main hull blocks. Communication systems, bow thrusters, and anchoring equipment are pre-installed in the bow section of all ship types. The bow is connected to the main superstructure by a transition block, which is customized to suit the vessel's classification as a tanker, dry cargo carrier, or container ship. The stern section is extensively standardized, while the cargo zone itself is configurable to meet the needs of the customer. The accommodation superstructure, bridge, and service spaces are also consistent throughout the entire family of vessels. In practice, this implies that shipbuilders can produce considerable segments of various vessel types using identical production methods and components before customizing only a limited portion of the ship for specific cargo missions. The outcome is not a singular ship design, but rather a shared architecture that can be used to create multiple types of vessels. This brings us to a critical question that our team at Altitude Addicts has been tracking closely, which is exactly why Russia is pursuing this strategy right now, given that the initiative's timing is not coincidental. The replacement of an aging commercial fleet is becoming an increasingly difficult task for Russia. The economic service lifetimes of hundreds of cargo vessels that operate on inland waterways and river sea routes are rapidly approaching their end. Many structures were built decades ago and will necessitate replacement in the years ahead. Think about it this way. It would be challenging, costly, and time-consuming to replace a large percentage of vessels using conventional shipbuilding techniques. A potential resolution is provided by standardization. Russia aims to create a production system that enables faster ship delivery by consolidating suppliers, simplifying maintenance logistics, and reducing unique parts. It is anticipated that the platform approach will greatly decrease the number of unique components required for each vessel, thereby reducing construction times. This would render shipbuilding more predictable and potentially more cost-effective for operators seeking to modernize their fleets. The initiative is also consistent with the overarching industrial policy objectives of Russia, which include the establishment of stable domestic supply chains and the substitution of imports. But the real magic happens when we look at how they are standardizing entire systems, going way beyond hull sections, because platform number one is distinguished by its extensive standardization, which extends far beyond the hull. USC intends to implement uniform propulsion and steering systems for all vessel classes. Auxiliary diesel generators will also be standardized, with the main difference being in their quantity rather than their design. The majority of the vessel's equipment, onboard systems, and accommodation configurations will adhere to standard specifications. Let's take a quick breather from all the heavy engineering talk here. Basically, they want to stop reinventing the wheel every time they build a deck cabin. This method has the potential to generate significant economies of scale. Simplified spare part inventories would be advantageous for ship operators. Maintenance personnel would necessitate instruction on a reduced number of systems. Suppliers would benefit from more predictable and extensive production cycles. Rather than adapting to new configurations for each order, shipyards would accumulate experience by repeatedly installing identical equipment bundles. The concept is reminiscent of effective manufacturing practices that have historically led to significant productivity improvements in other industries where standardization has been implemented. This whole setup naturally makes you wonder how it differs from the rest of the world. At first, modular construction may not appear to be a revolutionary concept. For an extended period, significant shipbuilders in South Korea, China, and Japan have depended on the assembly of large pre-outfitted sections in dry docks. Nevertheless, Russia's strategy is significantly different. The majority of the world's most prominent shipbuilders adhere to standardized production methods, although they keep building vessels with highly specialized designs. Although a Korean shipyard may employ modular construction techniques for LNG carriers, container ships, and tankers, each vessel class remains essentially distinct. Platform number one aims to establish a shared industrial platform that encompasses numerous vessel categories. To get a clearer picture, the automotive industry may be the most comparable sector for international comparisons. Sedans, SUVs, and crossovers are often built on the same fundamental platform by modern automobile manufacturers. Manufacturers capitalize on shared chassis components, electrical architectures, and production systems, although customers observe distinct vehicles. USC is endeavoring to implement a comparable approach to commercial shipbuilding. Although modular assembly and digital design tools are becoming more prevalent in shipyards worldwide, there have been few attempts to establish a unified platform that encompasses dry cargo ships, tankers, and container vessels that operate under the same production architecture. This renders the Russian initiative relatively uncommon on a global scale. Looking closer at these insights from automotive manufacturing, modern car manufacturers have demonstrated the power of platform-based production, which is why the automotive comparison is particularly pertinent. Volkswagen, Toyota, and Hyundai, among others, regularly manufacture numerous vehicle models that are based on shared engineering principles. This method enables manufacturers to more rapidly respond to market demand, reduces development costs, and shortens production cycles. The shipbuilding sector in Russia aspires to attain comparable advantages. If effective, the shipyard could manufacture a tanker, a dry cargo vessel, and a container ship by utilizing a significant number of the same components, production facilities, and supplier networks. A system of this nature would be considerably more efficient than the design and construction of each vessel type as a separate undertaking. Nevertheless, the obstacle is that ships are significantly larger and more customized than automobiles. Consequently, the necessity of accommodating various operational requirements must be reconciled with the advantages of standardization. All of this grand strategy brings us straight to Krasnoye Sormovo's transformation, because the modernization of the Krasnoye Sormovo shipyard is a critical factor in the success of platform number one. Russia's oldest shipbuilding facility, the historic yard, is currently enduring a significant transformation to facilitate serial production. Laser cutting systems are replacing antiquated thermal cutting equipment. Robotic welding lines and automated profile cutting devices are currently being implemented. Production management and planning will be digitized through the implementation of new software systems. The yard is also in the process of constructing combined cleaning and painting facilities, procuring self-propelled section transporters, and upgrading the outfitting of quays. The goal is evident: transition from conventional craft-oriented shipbuilding to a production line model. The construction time from the beginning of fabrication to launch could be reduced by over 50% if the project is successful. The Russian commercial shipbuilding sector would experience a substantial increase in productivity, as its annual output would more than triple. So updates like this show how the yard is completely changing how it operates. And it is a point we emphasize often at Altitude Addicts. This transformation is not solely about the acquisition of new machinery. Additionally, it necessitates modifications to supplier coordination, production planning, logistics management, and workforce organization. The ultimate objective is to create a manufacturing environment in which ships traverse the yard in a consistent and predictable manner. At the same time, we have to consider the environmental factors involved, as another critical component of the activity is its adherence to contemporary environmental regulations. The platform has been developed to satisfy the current standards for emissions reduction and energy efficiency. Designers have endeavored to enhance fuel efficiency while simultaneously preserving the operational capabilities necessary for Russia's extensive river and coastal transportation network. This is of growing significance due to the fact that environmental performance has become a critical factor in commercial shipping on a global scale. Even operators that operate predominantly on domestic routes must anticipate increased fuel costs and more stringent efficiency standards. USC tries to prevent the necessity for costly redesigns at a later stage in the vessel's service lives by integrating these standards from the outset. The standardized approach may also facilitate future upgrades by enabling operators to introduce new technologies across an entire fleet rather than modifying each ship individually. Of course, no project of this scale is without its possible obstacles, and the initiative is confronted with sizable obstacles despite its potential. Automobile manufacturing is intrinsically less intricate than shipbuilding. Requirements for cargo are subject to significant variation among customers, regulatory standards are subject to change, and transportation markets can fluctuate rapidly. The platform approach must ensure a balance between using standardized components and allowing for customization. An excessive amount of standardization may restrict its commercial appeal. The program's efficiency advantages may be undermined if the amount is insufficient. The reliability of the supply chain will also be crucial. The strategy is contingent upon the establishment of a dependable network of suppliers that can consistently provide standardized components at a large scale. Additionally, the modernization of Krasnoye Sormovo must be conducted in accordance with the established timeline. The production model's implementation may be impeded by delays in infrastructure enhancements or workforce training. Another obstacle is the preservation of competitiveness. International shipbuilders, particularly those in East Asia, maintain their dominance in the commercial ship construction industry by means of their highly efficient industrial systems and extensive production volumes. Russia's platform approach must demonstrate its ability to effectively compete in terms of cost, quality, and delivery schedules. When you look at the sheer scale of what they are trying to pull off, it represents a clear return to long-term industrial planning. And the most notable feature of Platform Number 1 is its resemblance to the industrial planning of the Soviet Union. The project's timeline, which spans from 2026 to 2031, is essentially a contemporary 5-year industrial program. Russia's commercial fleet is to be perpetually renewed through the establishment of a comprehensive production ecosystem, rather than solely building ships. Platform number 1 aims to build industrial capacity and replace the fleet over the long term, rather than focusing on individual vessel contracts like many modern shipbuilding initiatives. Many of the principles that once typified large-scale Soviet industrial programs are evoked by the emphasis on standardization, serial production, and integrated supply chains. Nevertheless, the new initiative integrates these concepts with contemporary environmental standards, digital engineering tools, robotic manufacturing systems, and modern automation. Whether this massive gamble pays off is something we will be watching closely here at Altitude Addicts. It remains to be determined whether it will be successful. However, the initiative is one of the most comprehensive endeavors in recent years to apply mass production principles to commercial shipbuilding. If USC succeeds, Russia could create a standardized approach to river-sea vessel construction, differing significantly from the current project-by-project model in much of the global shipbuilding industry. Platform number 1 may become one of the most closely observed commercial shipbuilding experiments of the decade, in a sector that is confronted with aging fleets, supply chain pressures, labor shortages, and increasing environmental demands. The initiative aims to revolutionize the design, manufacturing, maintenance, and modernization of ships throughout their entire operational lifecycle, in addition to the vessels themselves. It has the potential to initiate a new era in Russian commercial shipbuilding and serve as a model for future industrial initiatives in other sectors of the economy, if it is successful. We thank the people who have subscribed the channel, liked, and shared the videos. We also thank the channel members for encouraging us. Last but not least, we also thank the viewers who have hyped our videos.